Hari Om Tat Sat. 4 chapters of freedom. Commentary on Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Swami Satyanand Saraswati, Bihar School of Yoga. Chapter 1, Samadhi Pada. Sutra number 17. Definition of Sampragyat Samadhi. Vitarka Vicharananda Smita Nugamat Sampragyata. Vitarka, reasoning, vichara, reflection, ananda, bliss, asmita, sense of individuality, anugamat, by association, sampragyata, samadhi with pragya. Sampragyat yoga constitutes association respectively with reasoning, reflection, bliss and sense of individuality. Samadhi is the goal of yoga. It is the positive aspect. The negative aspect is laid by chitta vritti nirodha. There is a lot of misunderstanding about this important topic of samadhi. We may define samadhi by saying that in that state, the aspirant arrives at the pointless point of consciousness beyond which no consciousness remains. It is to reach the deepest level of consciousness where even the sense of individuality does not function. The ancient authors described samadhi as a state of higher awareness where the mental bodies do not function. The Atmic vehicle alone functions in that state. There is no need for a content or basis for knowledge. Samadhi begins only after your consciousness has become free from the physical sphere. The boundary line of the sense world or Maya ends where pure mental awareness begins. If one is able to withdraw the physical as well as pranic sense of awareness, but remain aware of mental awareness, that is the beginning of samadhi. This samadhi begins when the consciousness has gone deep into the manomaya kosha, the mental body, where there is no trace of physical or pranic awareness. Here we may mention 3 spheres of mind, namely manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha and anandamaya kosha. Atman is subtler and finer than all of these. Atman is not a sphere but pure awareness. There are in all 5 spheres of consciousness. We have already mentioned 3 of them. The other 2 are the Annamaya Kosha, which is the gross body, and Pranamaya Kosha, which is finer than Annamaya Kosha. Then we have the Manomaya, the Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya Kosha, which are finer and finer. The Anandamaya Kosha is the finest sphere of consciousness, which is nothing but bliss. There is no physical content. Beyond these 5 spheres of consciousness, there is ultimate awareness known as Purusha. Samadhi is achieved when the consciousness goes deeper and deeper to finer states and transcends the spheres of object, motion, thought, instinct, and ultimately reaches the spheres of awareness. In this process, the consciousness frees itself from the physical, pranic, and other spheres. All the 5 spheres of consciousness are entangled with Prakriti, but when the consciousness reaches Anandamaya Kosha, it becomes practically free from the clutches of Prakriti. The whole range of samadhi is classified under 2 categories, namely sabija with seed and nirbija without seed. Sabija is the lower state and nirbij is the finer state. In sabija samadhi, we have a basis or content or a center or a symbol. In sabij samadhi, The mind is fixed on a symbol, either gross or subtle, but there is a pratyaya, that is, the content of the symbol in the mind. A beginner has to use a certain basis for fixing the mind. There are four kinds of bases, according to which there are four kinds of samadhi. The notion of pratyaya is extremely important for understanding the state of samadhi. There is a great misunderstanding throughout the world about this pratyaya. Some people talk in favor of it, some people talk against idols, but both these views are partial and not perfect. It is said in yoga philosophy that the pratyaya depends on the three gunas, and accordingly there are sattvic, rajasic and tapsic pratyaya. Thus, samadhi is a particular range in which the spiritual aspirant begins with minimum pratyaya, minimum objects on which to rest the mind. Gradually he goes deeper and deeper, and there comes a time when he discards the pratyaya. Even the last basis of consciousness is to rest and dwell upon is dropped, and the mind becomes free from pratyaya. In the beginning, one has the japa mantra or rupa form as the pratyaya for meditation, but later on that is dropped. Thus, one may have a chakra or a lotus or a sound or a mudra or pranayam or a smell or a sensation in Muladhar or a light in Bhumadhya or one's own guru for the pratyaya, but when ultimately the pratyaya is thrown away through a process of refinement of consciousness, one reaches the state of samadhi. Harihi Om.